full hour of Family Feud this morning at 8 on Fox 14.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a Joplin restaurant showing us how far a small donation can help those in need.
Also, after several years of not being used, the city of Lamar, Missouri is taking steps to remove its aquatic center.
And we've got a cold but otherwise nice start to the day out there. It is going to be a textbook spring-like day today. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. Just after 7 a.m. on this Thursday morning. And for some folks, got a long weekend. This is your Friday morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not for us. The news never stops.
No, it doesn't.
We will be here tomorrow morning, but for kids, no school tomorrow. A lot of places are closed. We got the holiday weekend coming up, Easter on Sunday. So we're going to have a pretty great day to kick all of that off, aren't we? And some businesses helping those in need in a way.
A Boys and Girls Club alumnus is showing the Southwest Missouri community how far 15% can go. A Joplin restaurant will donate a portion of last night's proceeds to the organization.
And the Boys and Girls Club hopes other restaurants will do the same in the future. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Feeding Futures is the newest campaign from the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri. This is the first Feeding Futures partnership with Trackside Burgers as the club receives 15% in proceeds.
$15.50.
Which means $2 and some change for the Boys and Girls Club.
I think we had 3-4 weeks to get it together. We slammed Facebook. She made an event post and we were like, we're doing this thing. We try to help the Boys and Girls Club as much as we can. I am a club kid myself formerly, so to come full circle, my 2 sisters working here and they remember going to the Boys and Girls Club, so it's very near and dear to our heart and my family's heart. So the goal is to get other local restaurants to jump on board, right, and to do these Feeding the Future nights and partner with the Boys and Girls Clubs.
The proceeds from Feeding Futures will go to daily operations and fund the summer program.
It costs about $10,000 a day to run our summer program, and we only charge kids about $5 a day.
The summer program offers classes ranging from arts and crafts to PE with 3 meals a day from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Hunt says local restaurants can support the Joplin and Webb City clubs by hosting Feeding Future, and the community can support it by eating there.
It's our call-in orders, dine-in, DoorDash, carry-out, all platforms. 15% goes back to the Boys and Girls Club.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Feeding Futures at Trackside Burgers and Barbecue ended last night at 8 p.m.
Certainly an excellent program, and I have no doubt that there are going to be a number of other restaurants that are going to jump on board with this program.
Absolutely. 100%.
Help all those kids, make sure that they've got something good to go to.
Certainly.
Well, we've got ourselves an absolutely gorgeous day out there. Let's start with our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Got a few low clouds out to the east, but it's just enough. It's kind of blocking that sunrise out there. MoDOT camera 20th and range line also looking fairly good, folks. Again, is their most likely their Friday commute for many folks out there as we are heading into a holiday weekend. We have freeze warnings northeastern Oklahoma for Ottawa, Craig, Newada, and Washington counties, and these run until 9 o'clock this morning. But even if you're not under a freeze warning, does not mean it's not cold. Look at this. It is 33 in Joplin, 31 in Pittsburgh out there. But again, worry not. It is going to warm up nicely today. Temperatures around the region, for the most part this morning, we've been in the low to mid 30s across the area. And we have got upper 20s for some folks out there. Miami, Chautauqua, Parsons, Neodesha, Grove, Jay into the upper 20s, Stockton. It's very cold, but again, it's going to warm up quite nicely across the area. Sunny skies out there through the day. Occasional southwest wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour. And we're looking at temperatures going in the low to mid 60s across the area. Beautiful day, seasonable temperatures, perfect day. But I know some of you folks thinking, man, great, of course I'm at work on the perfect day. Tomorrow is going to be pretty good as well, except for some gusty winds. We're going to take a look at that, plus our thunderstorm chances this weekend in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Thanks, Chris. Authorities investigate a fatal crash that happened yesterday morning near Avila, Missouri. Troopers say a westbound milk tanker on State Highway 96 turned onto County Road 20 when it was rear-ended by a pickup traveling at, quote, highway speeds. The impact caused the tanker to overturn and block the lane. Authorities say the driver of the pickup, Robert Rathman of Mount Vernon, died at the scene. The Eastern Shawnee tribe yesterday broke ground on an expansion to its Shawnee Skies Training Center and Shooting Complex. The expansion will add an 8,000 square foot event center to the complex, featuring customizable seating and easy access to the shooting range. Officials say it will be used for corporate, personal, and family gatherings and to host future state and national level sporting clay competitions. The Shawnee Skies Complex is located at 1124-5 South 705 Road in Wyandotte.
This is super exciting for us to have this here. It's something that we don't have a lot of businesses like this around our area, and we just are really excited to have something that's going to draw more people and allow corporate businesses to have a place to send their people to have some fun.
Well, certainly an exciting expansion for Shawnee Skies. And the Pitt State hosted its spring career fair yesterday in the Plaster Center. The event was open to all majors and classifications. More than 130 companies attended. Students got a chance to network with employers and learn more about opportunities available in their field of interest.
Whenever we have these events, we open it up to all industries for all students. So it's all majors that are welcome, all students that are welcome in all industries.
The spring career fair targets learning opportunities from summer employment at camps to internships and full-time professional positions. Well, after being shut down for several years, the city of Lamar is accepting bids that would lead to the removal of its aquatic center. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
Dry to the bone and locked up from the outside world is really the only way to describe the city of Lamar's aquatic center.
Since the pool's been installed, there's been issues with leaks. We've shut the pool down previously and repaired some of those leaks. The last several years, we saw a decline in attendance. We saw an increase in water loss and an issue with staffing, and all those factors lead to the original closing of the pool.
However, now the city is taking steps that would lead to the removal of the aquatic center altogether.
Well, the city at this point is taking bids for engineering. What we're looking for is the planning and a budget estimate on what it would cost to remove the pool structure if council did decide to remove it.
Rives says the removal of the facility is likely inevitable, but that does not mean that the space will go unused.
I think one of the keys for the community at the moment is no decision has been made on what's going to be done with that property. We're just trying to plan. We know the structure itself is having issues at this point.
After speaking with Rusty Rives, simply put, he says the pool and the surrounding structure just need to come out. And the land and where it is needs to be remediated. From there, a decision will be made about what the future of this land will hold. But as of right now, those questions are still up in the air. Reporting in Lamar, Missouri, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Many residents have said that the idea of the pool being removed is a sad thought and would like to see an effort made to potentially build a new one. The city of Lamar is accepting bids until the middle of April, at which point the city will decide on the next plan of action. And those are our top stories this half hour. Coming up next, Comedy for Camp is next Saturday. We'll hear from an organizer who will join us on share how you will be rolling with laughter for a good cause. And later, we'll hear how NASA's first Indigenous woman astronaut is encouraging others to chase their dreams. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
You were always so dedicated.
Choice Elite adjustable mattress sets. Plus, 4 years, no interest. But hurry, the 3-day sale at Furniture Row ends Saturday the 30th.
We hope you're ready to laugh for a good cause. Comedy for Camp is all set for Saturday, April 6th. Amanda Mitchell is with us this morning to share more about the event. Welcome, Amanda. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, can you talk to me a little bit about Comedy for Camp and what it is?
Yeah, this is our 8th annual Comedy for Camp, and it's the first year that we're going to be at the Cornell Complex in Joplin.
Oh, exciting.
We're excited about it, and it's just a fun night out that's casual, which you can just come and laugh for a good cause. So we'll have 2 comedians that are nationally touring. Our opener is Chad Thornsberry, and our headliner is Greg Hahn. And if you know Greg Hahn's work, he is an amazing physical comedian.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, he gets really into his work. And both comedians are clean, so it's a smart, funny.
Yeah, family friendly as well.
Friendly.
Yes.
We are asking people to be 18 or older to attend, but it's just going to be a lot of fun. And it's a fundraiser for Seroptimus International of Joplin, so that we can put on this is our 40th anniversary of Camp Seroptimus. And Camp Seroptimus is a summer camp, a week-long summer camp for Jasper County foster children.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, can you talk to me a little bit more about the purpose of the event and developing and just what you want folks to take away from attending the event?
Yeah, well, the purpose of it is to raise funds so that kids can have a chance to just be a normal kid and have a summer camp. And so they can go horseback riding, swimming, fishing, and have crafts and do a lot of fun stuff and be able to meet other kids that are in their same situation and build their confidence and all that too. And so this is our 40th anniversary for Camp Seroptimus. But in order to put the camp on, we have to do these kind of fun fundraisers, like our Comedy for Camp, which is April the 6th. And it's just a great opportunity for people to come out and laugh for a good cause and just be a part of it.
Well, that sounds amazing. And can you talk to me a little bit about the price of tickets and the location of the event?
Yeah, we have tickets that are $35 to $40, depending on the area that you want to be seated in the Cornell Complex, in the B-Shore Performance Hall. And the pre-show activities start at 5:30. The show starts at 7, and so we just ask for people to come a little early to take part of additional fundraisers that we're doing, like a gift card grab and a golden ticket.
Oh, wonderful!
Silent auction. We'll have a live auction as well, and so there's lots of opportunities to come away with a lot of fun items that you can bring home too, and just have a great time.
Well, that sounds amazing and how exciting. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And don't forget to buy your tickets for Comedy for Camp on April 6th at the Harry M. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Stick around, we'll be right back.
To add charm and style to your space, come shop with us at Miss Daisy's Home and Decor and give your home the makeover it deserves.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:16 now on this Thursday morning. That's our camera, Cornell Complex, looking good so far. Same from the MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. A lot of folks out there. And although it is Thursday for many folks around the area, it is Friday. No school tomorrow. Many places are closed as we head into the Easter weekend. And KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh, looking pretty good as well. Still have those freeze warnings for Ottawa, Craig, Nowata, and Washington counties in northeastern Oklahoma, and they will continue until 9 o'clock this morning. Today, could see some occasional wind gusts upwards of about 20 miles an hour. However, as we head overnight, we're going to get those south winds really ramping up. We're looking at gusts anywhere from 40 to 50 miles an hour as we head into our Friday. So if you are going somewhere for the holiday weekend, maybe you're leaving tomorrow, if you're traveling on any east-west highways, you definitely need to be paying attention. These winds are going to be persistent as well. Here we are. We're now 4 hours after noon, and we are still looking at these winds gusting upwards of 40 to 50 miles an hour. It'll be gusty even as we head into the first part of our Saturday as well, so do keep that in mind if you're traveling. Another view of that sunrise from 7th and Rangeline. Got a few low clouds out there, just enough that there's the sun, but it's kind of blocking the nice pretty colors, but it'll get warm as we head through the day. 33 in Joplin, south breeze at 3. It is cold out there as we get this day underway. Low to mid 30s for most of us. Still some upper 20s here and there, but we all are heading for a textbook spring day. We'll have the sunny skies through the morning, and we will eventually make it up to the low 50s by 11 o'clock. So already better than where we were yesterday. Ample sunshine, temperatures low to mid 60s, an absolutely gorgeous day with those occasional wind gusts upwards of 20. We'll have to deal with that, but otherwise, beautiful day. Few clouds as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Those winds again will really ramp up and we'll fall back upper 40s and low 50s. And then we have our concerns for the upcoming weekend. So Saturday looking all right for the most part. We're looking to be partly to mostly cloudy, still a bit breezy. and still warm out there. Then Sunday, early morning, could see a few isolated showers here and there, and the majority of our Sunday looks just fine. It's going to be as we head into the evening hours, and we're going to have some problems here. We have a system rolling in. We have a warm front to our north, we have a cold front to our west, and we could see a dry line develop ahead of that. And we're looking at the potential for some strong, potentially severe storms overnight Sunday into about this time Monday morning. So we're going to keep a very close eye on these thunderstorms. And as we head into the KOAM Morning News on Monday, we'll be tracking these as they roll through. We'll have some scattered showers and storms as we go through our Monday. And then as the actual cold front starts to roll into the area by late Monday evening, we could see additional strong, potentially severe thunderstorms out there. So something else we'll have to keep an eye on. And as that low pressure rotates on through, as we get on the backside, a few stray showers will be possible for us on our Tuesday. So low 70s tomorrow, Saturday, upper 70s Sunday and Monday. Showers again possibly Tuesday, a little cooler, upper 50s Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll warm up again for the second half of the next work week. But again, keeping a close eye on those Sunday night and Monday thunderstorms out there. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
You were hit by a big WadesRV.com.
Last year, NASA's first indigenous woman astronaut lived her wildest dream by spending 157 days in space.
Wow, now she wants others to reach for the stars. Fox's Mark Martinez is in Avondale, Arizona with more.
For Colonel Nicole Mann, having the title of being NASA's first indigenous woman to go to space is special. Many years ago, she would have never thought she would be where she is today.
And I didn't have it all figured out. I didn't know that I wanted to be an astronaut. I didn't even know that that was a possibility.
She reflected on her journey while speaking to students at Estrella Mountain Community College in Avondale. Colonel Mann is a registered member of the Wailaki of the Round Valley Indian tribes. During her 6 months in space, she completed 2 spacewalks.
Being in space absolutely changed my perspective on life, on our planet. It's just absolutely incredible seeing the Earth from low Earth orbit.
But that isn't the only thing on her intensive resume. She's a colonel in the Marine Corps and served as a combat fighter and test pilot. Colonel Mann's story is now inspiring the next generation of astronauts, engineers, and scientists.
She really showed me that there are a lot of opportunities for people of indigenous backgrounds, and it's not a detriment where you come from or you know who you are.
About 60% of our students are first-generation students, so I think sometimes they need to see people from in various STEM areas to come and talk about their journey and some of the obstacles that they have to overcome to be successful.
Her message is a simple one. You can do anything you put your mind to.
It's amazing to see their eyes just light up, and you can see their mind going and thinking about, wait, you've done something like this. Maybe that means I can do something like this too.
Certainly fascinating, and it's a great reminder that you can do anything that you dream of.
Certainly, it's great to see her, passing on the torch to other, students and to encouraging them to go after their dreams.
Absolutely.
All right, well, coming up, another school district considers a 4-day school week.
Well, the latest on that. Plus, we're going to be discussing your forecast. We've got a textbook spring day out there. The details on that when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Congratulations on being the 4 states' finest.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:27. I'm Elise Noe. Next Tuesday, voters will head to the polls for local elections in both Missouri and Oklahoma. In Joplin, voters will decide whether to renew the capital improvement sales tax to fund such things as tax street projects. This week, the tax committee met for one last time before the vote. They discussed polling locations and also where voters can go if they have questions about the tax.
So if you come and you don't know all the answers and you're on the fence about it, and one of our committee members does show up, you'll see them there with a sign, and they're just there to tell you that they'll tell you about the tax when you come. Public speaking, does the city have any public speaking?
The city began collecting revenue on the 3/8-cent sales tax in 2004, and voters renewed it in 2014. Since the last renewal, the tax has funded 14 road projects. This time, the city is seeking a 12-year renewal. Freeman Health Systems showed its continuing support of Ronald McDonald House Charities yesterday. Members of Freeman Auxiliary, the fundraising and project-driven arm of Freeman Health System, presented a $10,000 check to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states. The funds help serve families navigating stress and uncertainty of having a seriously ill child. The Ronald McDonald House opened in 1998 on land donated by Freeman Health System. The Carthage Early Childhood Center yesterday held their annual Farm Day event. Little Tigers got to experience the world of farm life with hands-on opportunities to interact with various animals such as ducks, chickens, bunnies, goats, and even a playful pig.
We just started on Monday, and we've been talking about the kinds of animals they would see on a farm or the kinds of crops that might grow on a farm, and talking about the process of animals and crops being taken care of by the farmers.
The early childhood and early childhood special education programs serve children 3 to 5 years of age. The opening of the brand new Fire in the Hole roller coaster at Silver Dollar City takes place this weekend. It features 14 immersive scenes that depict the night that the park sits on burned down. Riders board their very own firefighting wagon, traveling 8 feet per second. They'll take 3 drops, then end with a final water splashdown in a 5-story climate-controlled building. Brad Thomas, company president and mayor of SDC, says he's excited to see how excited kids are to experience it for the first time.
The most fun is when a kid gets off of this ride and their eyes are wide open, because the kid will remember this moment for years and years and years to come, just like version 1 created so many memories for so many generations.
The ride opens this Saturday, and the park kicks off its summer celebration on June 8th. The Southeast Lancer School District in Cherokee, Kansas, has decided to stay with a 5-day school week calendar. The district was considering going to a 4-day week, but after conducting a survey with community members and talking to other districts that adopted the calendar, the school board last night decided to postpone the conversation to the next school year. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more.
Vincent said he wants to go 5 days a week, so.
Well, he likes the shorter day, I think is what it was.
David and Debbie's grandkid is probably happy with the decision made in the Southeast Lancers School District Board meeting. With 5 votes in favor and 1 abstention, the district capped the 5-day week calendar.
Well, we hope we'll keep things going and continue to be able to grow. And we wanted to avoid anything, opposing happening.
The district conducted a survey with the staff, students, parents, and other community members to understand their perspectives on the possible change.
According to the survey, most parents, students, and other community members are somewhat or strongly opposed to the proposed changes. But it is a close race. The numbers are even closer when we are considering the staff opinions.
About 40% of teachers and staff were somewhat or strongly in favor of the change.
Surprised that it was so evenly split.
To me, anytime that you're going to make a significant change in your operations at a school, you have to have some confidence that it's going to make you better.
While in 2025, students will have a 5-day week calendar, the conversation is not over.
Always encouraging growth, change, anything like that. We don't want to shut the door on anything.
In Cherokee, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
According to the Southeast Lancer School District, there are currently 31 districts out of 287 in Kansas that have a 4-day week calendar. You can find the results of the survey conducted by the district on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com.
We've got ourselves a cold start across the area this morning, a little better than where we were yesterday, but as we head into the afternoon, it's going to be a lot better than where we were yesterday. MoDOT camera 20th in Rangeline looking pretty good. It is a Thursday morning, but as we've mentioned, it is really Friday for a lot of folks out there. No school tomorrow. A lot of places will be closed tomorrow for Good Friday, and then we're heading into the Easter weekend out there, and it's going to continue to warm up. So this should be the last time for a while we're going to have to deal with these really cold temperatures. We still have the freeze warnings that are in place for Ottawa, Newada, Craig, and Washington counties in northeast Oklahoma, and they will continue through 9 o'clock this morning. Outside right now, we are sitting at 33 in Joplin, 30 in Pittsburgh, and we've got mostly clear skies out there. We're going to have a pretty sunny day out there as well. Temperatures around the region still holding pretty well into now the upper 20s and low 30s out there. So again, it is a cold start, but we also don't have any gusty winds to contend with, which is good news. We could see some occasional wind gusts today, upwards of say about 20 miles an hour. Otherwise, sunny skies, a textbook spring day. We're talking seasonable temperatures. Beautiful out there, low to mid 60s across the area for our Thursday. We're going to continue to warm up heading into the weekend. Winds are really going to pick up tonight and tomorrow. And then our thunderstorm chances are going to increase as we head into the second half of this upcoming weekend. We're going to take a look at all of that in detail with your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, turning to the latest from the Baltimore Bridge disaster, the head of Maryland State Police confirmed divers recovered the bodies of 2 missing workers on Wednesday. The 2 were part of the crew filling in potholes on Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge when it collapsed into the river early Tuesday. Officials said recovering the other victims now needs to be put on hold. Mike Valerio shows us the latest images of the catastrophe and updates on early plans for a new bridge.
The details of the Key Bridge disaster grew even more devastating throughout the day. Colonel Roland Butler Jr., the head of the Maryland State Police, revealed divers found a red pickup truck Wednesday in about 25 feet of water. 2 victims of the Baltimore Bridge collapse were inside.
The victims were identified as Alejandro Hernandez Fuentes, 35 years old, of Baltimore, and Dorlian Ranial Castillo Cabrera, 26 years old, of Dundalk.
As for the other 4 men presumed dead, Colonel Butler described how the remains of those victims may be trapped within the surreal wreckage of the bridge, areas that now are too dangerous for divers to search. There's also the urgent need to reopen the channel, the Port of Baltimore, a central U.S. port for auto and agriculture equipment.
The task in front of us, it will be real, it will be daunting. But despite this task ahead of us being daunting, I can tell you right now, our resolve is unshaken.
Maryland Senator Ben Cardin briefly spoke of plans for a new bridge, now in the works.
We are also working today on a replacement bridge so that we can also have those plans in place and have the tools and resources available so that we can reconstruct the bridge as quickly as possible.
Meantime, the National Transportation Safety Board continues to investigate what happened on board the ship.
Approximately 6 hours of VDR data was provided to the NTSB.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. We'll see how a new tool is helping first responders save victims from choking.
This is prize money.
In Consumer Watch this morning, renting is cheaper than buying a home in all of America's largest metro areas. That's according to a recent report by Realtor.com. The data shows because of elevated interest rates, mortgage payments in a starter home cost nearly $1,100 more than the monthly rent. Despite still higher rent costs, experts found in February rent prices in these areas decreased in all unit sizes. The report shows the west and south regions of the country had the most savings for renters. Areas like Austin, Texas and Seattle topped the list. The House committee investigating anti-Semitism on college campuses is now targeting Rutgers University. An expansion of the House Education and Workforce Committee investigation includes the New Jersey school. A letter was sent asking for documents outlining its response to anti-Semitic incidents. The school has not commented on the matter. Some Google apps are getting new features to help plan your next vacation. The company's search engine will now use AI to provide travel ideas and schedules. Google Maps is also getting an update on its recommendations with list of places to go when searching a city. The company is also planning new customization tools to help travelers organize their plans, along with the ability to share links with others and on social media. Well, even though food inflation is slowing down, many Americans report steep prices at the grocery store are still souring their appetites. Fox News' Ted Lindner takes a closer look at the results of a new study which sheds some interesting light on how Americans are perceiving prices.
Whether you love grocery shopping or not, inflation is still making those trips to the store painful for many consumers.
$200 easily, and it's like that's not even 2 weeks of groceries.
Food price inflation reached a high of just over 11% in 2022. And while food inflation over the last few months has been slowing to pre-pandemic levels, data from Purdue University's latest Consumer Food Insights report finds many Americans aren't feeling relief.
So while food price inflation over the last year officially is 2.1%, respondents in our survey tell us food price inflation is much higher. They tell us food prices have risen by 6% in the past year.
It's like you wonder where we're going to go.
So what's causing shoppers to perceive prices as being higher than they are?
Official measures of inflation are either month to month or year over year. Consumers might not necessarily think in terms of years, but they might think of prices today relative to some period in the past, maybe before the pandemic.
Adding insult to injury, researchers say it's harder to notice decreasing food prices when the overall cost of living remains steep.
When, for example, your rent rises or your housing payment rises, that leaves less money to spend on other things, including food.
Going forward,
64% tell us that food prices are going to rise in the next year, which is not surprising.
Ted Lindner, Fox News.
That wraps up our Consumer Watch this morning. Now let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class.
And with big rocks these days.
Home Outlet is your home store.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 7:44 coming up on 7:45 on this Thursday morning across the area. And for many folks, it's your Friday. No school tomorrow. Some businesses are closed because we've got Good Friday tomorrow ahead of Easter this coming Sunday. We saw those freeze warnings in northeastern Oklahoma. These will continue through 9 o'clock this morning. And we're going to be dealing with some gusty winds today, but this is going to be nothing compared to tonight and tomorrow. We're looking at occasional wind gusts through today, upwards of maybe 20 miles an hour out of the southwest. Not too bad, fairly manageable. Then we go overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. Those winds shift directly out of the south, and they're going to bring even warmer temperatures. Unfortunately, they're going to be gusting pretty high. We're talking 40, maybe even as high as 50 miles an hour. The second problem with these winds, here we are. That first stop was at 5 a.m. Here we are at noon. Here we go into about 4:30, 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. We still have 40, 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there. It won't be until the overnight hours that we see a little relief, and even then, still gusty winds out there. So I know a lot of folks may be planning to travel this weekend. You got to keep in mind, we're going to have these very gusty winds through all of tomorrow. So if you are traveling on any east-west highways, you definitely want to keep that in mind. Here's sunrise from 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. Starting to look pretty good out there. Still cold, though. 33, south breeze at 3 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region settling into the upper 20s. 20s and low 30s across the area, so not a bad start. It could be a lot colder is what I'm getting at, and thankfully it's not. And this should be the last time for at least the next several days that we're going to have to deal with very cold morning temperatures. As we go through the morning, again, a cold start, but we'll warm up nicely with those south winds. Even if they won't be super gusty today, they'll still bring in nicer temperatures. Low 50s by 11 o'clock. Highs today, low to mid 60s. Sunny skies out there. A textbook spring-like day across the area. And as we head into the evening hours, we'll have a few clouds here and there. And then those winds will ramp up, and we're going to fall back into the upper 40s and low 50s across the area. Then we have those thunderstorm chances as we head into Sunday. I want to talk about that with you. Our Friday looking pretty good for the Saturday looking pretty good. Friday is as well. A little bit on the breezy side, partly to mostly cloudy skies out there. A few stray showers early on Sunday, and we'll spend most of Sunday partly to mostly cloudy. We'll still be warm, still be a bit breezy, but we have a bit of a situation developing. We have a low pressure system off to our west, cold front to our west, warm front immediately to our north, and we're looking at the possibility of some strong, potentially severe thunderstorms by late Sunday, overnight, and into the morning hours on our Monday. So we're going to keep a very close eye on these thunderstorms for you out there as they continue. Then our Monday, we'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms through the morning into the afternoon, and as the cold front approaches, another round of strong, potentially severe storms will roll through late Monday evening, and as we get on the backside of this low pressure system, now over KC, by Tuesday morning, we could see some additional showers on our Tuesday. Low 70s tomorrow and Saturday, upper 70s Sunday and Monday. Watching those thunderstorm chances. A little cooler Tuesday, Wednesday, upper 50s, and we'll warm up in the second half of next week. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
It's a beautiful morning.
She performed her new music for the Tam Fam next, Tamron Hall.
Tamron Hall, this morning at 10, right here on Fox 14.
A Garland mother is praising firefighters for acting quick and using a special device to save her baby's life.
Amelia Magavero shows us how it works when every second counts.
Turned my back real quick, turned back, and she was choking.
In just a matter of seconds, Marisa Mendez caught her 5-month-old baby Camilla choking on her own saliva.
And that I couldn't do nothing for my daughter at that moment. It hurt my heart, it broke me.
Mendez called 911. And veteran Garland firefighters Kelsey Casper and Melody Gano rushed to her home.
Whenever we showed up, like I said, she was blue, she wasn't breathing well.
Gano says they only had minutes to save the baby's life. That's when Casper thought to use a new device called a life vac, something the department just ordered 2 weeks ago.
When we first used it, we had never used it before, and so we're kind of like, oh man. And then instantly she started crying and everything. We knew everything was going to be better.
So this is how this device works. Basically, you put this piece on the patient's mouth, you press in, and the suction of air is what clears the patient's throat. Pretty easy to use, right? And anyone can buy one. And even more departments across Texas are making sure they have one of these on hand.
Body camera video shows Austin police using the device earlier this month to save a boy choking on candy. Garland Fire says they originally ordered about 24 devices and are planning to order more. They urge other departments, schools, and parents to also invest in one.
I think every household should have one, especially if they have little kids. They're not just for little kids, though. They're made for adults and children.
Mendez says she also plans to buy one, just grateful for the paramedics and the device that saved her little girl.
Yes, I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful. They acted really fast, and I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more.
Well, it's incredible to see how many life-saving devices there are that firefighters are utilizing, other first responders. It's just absolutely amazing what's out there.
Yeah, it is, and it's essential. Like you said,
Absolutely.
if you've got small kids or
Yeah.
anybody really, you can save a life with something so simple.
Certainly.
We got a cold start out there. One more check on the freeze warnings that we've got across the area. Again, Ottawa, Newada, Craig, and Washington counties in northeastern Oklahoma. These will run until 9 o'clock this morning. Sitting at 33 in Joplin, 31 in Pittsburgh, and temperatures around the region hanging out in the upper 20s and low 30s. And we are in for a pretty fantastic spring-like day. Sunny skies out there, occasional wind gusts out of the southwest to 20, and our highs in the low to mid 60s. days. We again have some thunderstorm chances and warmer weather and windier weather as we head into the weekend. We'll have a look at that and the news you need to know right after this.
It's always nice to know that your holiday groceries.
The Hepler, Kansas native served with duty, honor, and valor for his country. We are proud to salute Ira Wilson, a four-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Joplin voters will decide whether to renew the capital improvement sales tax. The tax committee discussed polling locations and where voters can go if they have questions. The city began collecting revenue on the sales tax in 2004 and voters renewed it in 2014. Since the last renewal, the tax has funded 14 road projects. This time, the city is seeking a 12-year renewal. Authorities are investigating a fatal crash that happened yesterday morning near Avila, Missouri. Troopers say a westbound milk tanker on State Highway 96 turned on a County Road 20 when it was rear-ended by a pickup traveling at, quote, highway speeds. The impact caused the tanker to overturn and block the lane. Authorities say the driver of the pickup died at the scene. The city of Lamar, Missouri is now accepting bids from engineering firms to remove the city's aquatic center. The assistant city administrator, Rusty Rives, tells us it had several issues beyond the city's capability to repair. Rives says bids are due in mid-April and the council will then decide what action to take.
All right, today a textbook spring day, sunny skies, low to mid 60s out there, occasional southwest wind gusts upwards of 20 miles an hour. A few clouds for the evening and overnight, upper 40s, low 50s, and tonight those winds start picking up out of the south. We're going to see those gusts upwards of 40, potentially 50 miles an hour tonight through most of our Friday. Low 70s tomorrow and Saturday, thunderstorms late Sunday, overnight into Monday, and again Monday evening that we're keeping a close eye on. Upper 70s. Some of those could be strong to severe, so we're going to keep a close eye on that for you across the area. A little cooler after that system, upper 50s Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll warm back up in the second half of next week.
Beautiful day ahead of us.
Absolutely,
for sure.
a great day.
Thanks, Chris. Well, chocolatiers in Switzerland are revamping up efforts to finish strong as Easter season is coming to an end. At a 103-year-old chocolate shop in Geneva, vendors scurry to fill shopping bags with sweets and pour hot chocolate in what the small chain's proprietors say is the first chocolate cafe in the city.
The Swiss government says the country is home to the biggest consumers of chocolate at nearly 24 pounds last year. Industry Association Chocosuce said domestic consumption dipped slightly compared to the level in 2022, in part due to rising cocoa prices. Well, I haven't slowed my chocolate consumption, but
neither have I.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah,
well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.